Hi, everybody. So, welcome to part two of Fate, it seems, is not without a what?
Sense of irony.
Sense of irony. Thank you, Kim. Your brain's working better than mine.
Gosh.
So, as observant viewers will realize, he said, coughing. In the last episode, I was talking about my coming down with upper respiratory infection that I got from Alex, and how important it is to be working through any illness that you might have. Well, shortly after we posted that installment, yours truly tested positive for COVID. So, gosh, all of the boosters I had, all of the vaccinations and everything else. But, as anybody who's researched it, I mean, I've researched it hugely. The vaccines and the boosters don't guarantee you immunity. They help to lessen the effects. And fortunately, a couple of years ago, I laid in a nice supply of Paxlovid, and I took 5 days of that. And Kim, of course, about an hour after I tested, she calls me, "I got it too, honey. I'm heading home from the office."
Didn't even make it to the office.
You didn't even make it to the office. So we were isolated for 3 days in the bedroom, our children downstairs. And under normal circumstances, it probably would have been nice to be isolated with Kim in the bedroom for 3 days. But these certainly weren't normal circumstances. So we watched a lot of Parking Wars and Seinfeld. Do you need to...
No, it's
You okay?
Yeah, I can't tell if it's crooked or not.
Nobody's going to expect it to
Maybe
be...
you're crooked.
No one will expect it to be perfect after what we've been through.
Right.
But, the first day, boy, for me was really rugged. But, you got to take your own advice, okay? So I wrote through it. By day 2, I was back writing a proposal for a reality series. And then the next day, I'm, reviewing a contract for a feature film. And there's no rest for the wicked. I'll rest when when I'm in the ground. So now we're 95% back to normal, and we're past everything. We're unmasked. Kim's got a big golf outing tomorrow. I'm sure you all know she's president and CEO of a regional chamber of commerce. She's got 140 male golfers coming tomorrow.
Not all male.
What?
Not all male.
Oh, yeah. I know there's going to be so many female golfers there. So I'm sure I won't be bringing my A game to the links, but I'll bring my A game with all these golfers drinking and surrounding my drop dead gorgeous Irish wife. I don't have to worry about Kim. She's able to handle herself, and she knows she's got a good deal. Anyway, let's get back to the fun stuff, okay? When last we spoke, I was in Cleveland, and we had done really well at the meeting with Andy and the heads of those characters from Cleveland. Everything was going great. Flew back to LA and got there and kept, pounding out the Care Bear scripts. And time marches on. And after a couple of weeks, I'm getting down to my last couple of scripts that are being delivered. And, I'm nervous about it. What happens if we don't get a pickup for the next year? So I'm walking around a corner, and there's Howard Cohn, the gloom and doom guy. He says, how's Care Bears going? Kid. I love when he called me kid. So I said, well, we're getting near the end. I said, I'm getting a little nervous about whether we get a pickup. He says, you're not getting a pickup. He says, Nelvana's going to be doing it. I said, and, I was new to the business. I didn't know what Nelvana is. I said, who's Nelvana? Howard says, they're a Canadian production company, and they underbid DIC. I said, well, how did they do that? He said, well, they get money from the government, you know. I said, well, that doesn't seem fair, does it? He says, you think? So now I'm walking around DIC and I'm like the dead man walking, okay? Everybody's looking at me. I've got this hangdog expression. I got 2 more scripts coming in from other writers. And, you know, there goes Olesker. His show's coming to an end. What will he do? What will he do? And, you know, things had been going really great for like a couple of months. I got in really good with DIC and making just boatloads of money writing scripts and stuff. So now Lori comes in, calls me into her office one day, and Lori Crawford, I don't know how she has this thing, you know, that she's like empathically able to know what writers need when they need it. And she says, we're going to be doing a DIC softball team. I said, whoa, that sounds fantastic. You know, and I blink my eyes and I'm out on the mound and I'm on the pitcher's mound and Lori's behind the plate. Mike Stokey from Word Processing is at shortstop. Bobby Logan, a new guy, great ball player. He's and a writer and a producer and a director. He's over at first base. And, you know, we're getting the feel. We got uniforms. We look pretty cool. And it's really a nice all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy distraction. So I get back to the office and I turn in my last Care Bears script from Jack Hanrahan and Eleanor Berrien Moore. And Lori looks at me and I'm like, you know, I'm a basket case, man. Excuse me. I don't know what's going to happen. Go back to my office. 15 minutes later, she comes in and she says, did you really think that we were going to keep paying you all this money and we weren't going to have you working? I said, well, I hope not, you know. I said, what's going on? She said, have you ever heard of Heathcliff? And, you know, again, you got to remember, I'm new to the children's industry. If you talk about murderers and killers and stuff like that, you know, that I write about, that's a different story. But Heathcliff, I said, yeah, he was the protagonist in the Emily Bronte novel. And Lori kind of cracks a smile and she says, yeah. She said, we all studied Wuthering Heights in English Literature 101 in college. She said, no, I'm talking about Heathcliff the cat. So I said, oh, I know Heathcliff. He's rotund and he's orange and he's a tabby. I said, I know Heathcliff. He's lazy and everything. She said, you're talking about Garfield. She says, there's 2 different cats. So it's a tale of 2 kitties, you know. But my cat is going to be this guy. So Lori says, we've already done 65 episodes of Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats, which I have no clue what they are, and I'm not about to ask her. So she says, you're going to be the story editor for the next, I think, 25 or 40 episodes. I said, whoa, that's great. You know, it's really good. So I was very excited about that. So she hands me, you know, some, I don't know if they had discs yet. I think it was still DVDs. These are the, God, remember DVDs?
Probably a VHS back then.
It was VHS.
Yeah, that was
Oh, no,
probably
these are,
that's DVD, but it was probably
yeah, these are
converted.
DVDs. But I think it was VHS
Yeah,
in those days.
yeah.
In 84, it had to be.
Definitely.
And she hands me scripts, and I go home, and bang, you know, I jump into this. And the more I get into it, the more I'm into it, okay? This guy, he's a rapscallion, he's romantic, he's, you know, he's an outdoor cat, he's got a gang of cats with him, and he's a lover, and, you know, kind of reminds me of somebody that I know, you know, and I'm sure that's why Lori assigned it to me. And then I start studying the Cadillac Cats with Riff Raff and Cleo, you know. Heathcliff's girlfriend is Sonia. She's pretty, but Riff Raff's girlfriend, Cleo, if I was a cat, that's who I would be dating, okay? And the Cadillac Cats, which I thought was really cool, they live in a junkyard, okay? And they've got all these wonderful characters. And Jean Chalopin, the creative genius behind DIC Enterprises, of course, you know, Jean and Andy had some overlap, but Jean really created Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats, and his stamp is all over it. So I'm ready to get started. And, you know, I think back to Care Bears, and, you know, I did really well on that series, and I made a lot of side money writing episodes. But, you know, there comes times that you look back. I had been a writer now, a professional writer, for about maybe 9 or 10 years. And I don't think I ever took a break. I just wrote. Went from one project, next project, Entrepreneur Magazine. I never stopped writing. And then, of course, everything that I was doing at DIC with the Littles and the Care Bears and everything else. And I'm writing, I'm story editing, everything else. And I love to work, but when it becomes 7 days a week, there's a danger that you can burn out. So what I decided on Heathcliff was to do something that I hadn't done with the other series that I had worked on. And I'm going to talk to you about that in the next episode. So Jack's little tip jar for today is get yourself healthy, get yourself vaccinations, and man, if you get sick, like I've said in the past, suck it up, work through it, you're gonna be okay, and next time I talk to you guys, I'll be even a lot better, and I'll look forward to seeing you again. Take care, everybody.